Hey everyone, thank you very much for tuning in to another episode with the Comic Menu. Today I'm running solo. Caesar has an anniversary. Happy anniversary, Caesar. Um, I don't know. Usually I'll get him on and we'll talk here a little bit and then we'll introduce our people. But today it's gonna be me. I'm just gonna go straight to it. We have a great artist. We have a great group of guys back there actually we're gonna talk about their exclusive they just did. One is a comic shop. One's a big group. It's grown tremendously, both of them. Especially from like what it was last year to this year, it's going leaps and bounds. The artist that we have on, you've met her before. Everybody that comes on has been on at least one time. But what actually no, I don't think Rob has. Oh, I already gave a clue who it was, right? So with any further ado, we are going to start with the lovely OshRed.
Hey, hey, hey. Sorry. What's up? Good morning.
She's over here sipping on some tea, guys.
Oh.
Everything's legal today. Everything's legal except when the last person on here is drunk. But Red, real quick, do you want to introduce yourself? Let them know who you are, what you do, and just brief description.
Yeah, sure. You've had me on here like once before. My name is OshRed, or everybody calls me Red. I'm an artist from the Philippines. I do comic covers for the most part. I do a lot of different variants. Last year I did some Vampy, I did some Red Sonja, I did a whole series, like 5 different covers for No Mask Comics for the title World Tree. And recently, like last year, I attended my first comic convention as an artist sponsored by Pink Pong Comics. It was Singapore Comic Con 2023.
Yeah, that was a cool. I mean, we're gonna talk about that later today, especially with some of the art that you've been posting.
Mm.
Before we do that, guys, we are going to introduce our Cody. He's been here what 3 times already with Cody or twice.
This is my third time.
There we go, third time. He's one of the guys that is a brain because sometimes we don't know what we're talking about. Cody has to step in for us, so I appreciate it. And he's one half, like he said, the prettier half of the comic corner. So Brian will be stepping in later. He's a little bit busy, Princess always want to get pretty up. And then with that being said, we do have Rob from Comic Book Buy Sell Trade Group. Like I said, his group has grown from what I want to. He got it what at 20K, and you've grown it up to about 34K, right?
Yep. Yeah. I think last year or 2 years ago, it's been going pretty good.
Yeah, it's crazy how you said it's like maybe it's 2 years ago. It feels like it's just recent, pretty much. What's up, Mark? How you doing, brother? I think this is one of Red's followers. Red has a big following, guys. So expect the comment section to be asking her questions, guys. Any question you want to ask her? Any question you want to ask Rob? We are going to be talking about what's up, Brian. They're her art, obviously. We're going to talk about exclusives, and that's what Cody's here. He's going to give us a feedback on how it gets done. So we have two different aspects. We got the artist, we got the retailer, and then Rob has actually put he's putting his toes or dipping his toes in the water right now. I think you have about 4 or 5 exclusives, right, Rob?
Yeah, but they were through smaller publishers, but now the Comic Corner's handling them now, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
sweet.
So we're gonna talk about that partnership. That was awesome. It's something newer, guys. So it's good to have because they started off as friends. They both had a difference, but they're uniting right now to be a power couple. You know what I mean? Was it like Bonnie and Clyde, like Sony and Cher? I mean, stuff like that. Rebecca is a little bit different, but with that being said, Red, we're gonna talk about Red first. She said she was at her first con as a artist. And obviously,
Hmm.
each one person here has been. We're gonna have a conversation with cons, especially when there's a big one coming up, which is MegaCon. First off, Red, how was it? And what's the best experience, or what's your best memory of that con?
Oh my gosh. Where do I start? I mean, it was really great, of course, because like the guys from Ping Pong over there, it's like a local retailer in Singapore, were kind enough to bring me on, and like they took care of me real good. They took care of everything actually. Like the con manager himself, like Paul, was like super nice. So it's like it felt really comfortable. I think for like a first time goer, like as an artist going to the con, it was a great experience. So like I'm gonna thank them for that. Um, but yeah, it was like big. It was like crowded, and I feel as though, well, this is a regular thing for me in regards to cons, is that I don't always have a lot of time to like go around. So I was like stuck at the table mostly, and it was like only on the last day that I was able to make a little bit of time to like go around and like shake hands with like more artists and stuff like that. Um, what else? But it was really nice meeting everybody. Like it made me feel really happy whenever people would come by and like they had, one of the books in their hands, like the cover, and then they got me to sign it and like had pictures taken. That was really cool. I also did a couple of ink drawings on the spot that were not commissions, but they got sold out. They sold in like an hour. So that was really nice. I enjoyed doing that sort of thing. But yeah, um
Copy commission. I'm trying to pull that up. I think you had a. Oh yeah, this is what it was. So I'm gonna show some of her art.
mm,
That was on there. Share screen. Where is it? So this is some of the art. This is what you were selling, right? Or that's what the ping pong
yeah,
was selling.
these were my prints actually. Yeah, so these were my prints. I was also offering like signatures and remarks. Well, I don't think I think I decided not to do any remarks at the table actually. But yeah, I was doing a lot of signatures and I was selling some of these prints, and I also did like some traditional pieces. Like there was a Harley Quinn and a Poison Ivy piece that I just did at the table, and then they sold. Uh, so
Yeah, you bought
yeah.
it.
Let's go.
Yes, I love it. People, even in the comment section, people are like claiming that. Claim
Mhm.
Nesco left, claim
Yeah,
Mystique.
yeah,
People
yeah.
claim everything in the comment section real quick.
Yeah.
Is that death in the bottom left corner?
Oh, let me
Oh
see.
yeah.
Sorry. Share
I was looking for the
screen.
necklace, but I couldn't see it with my old eyes.
Oh,
Death.
it's in there. The
Yeah.
necklace. Yeah, it's
Oh,
there.
right
See,
there. Yeah.
right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
that says something good about your art that I could tell who it was, even though I couldn't see that big indicator.
That makes me really
Oh,
happy. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
what's up, Darius? What's up, Palm? Um, with that being said, what were some negative stuff that you experienced? I know we're talking something positive. What was something that you as an artist experienced that you would wish you would either change or don't want to experience again?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, gosh.
You don't want to talk about the bad stuff, right?
I mean, I actually can't think of anything that I feel as though was like super horrible. Maybe just like everybody commenting on my height, but I suppose that's a given. But yeah. Um. What would you say? There was like one really young dude who like passed by the table and he was like, $50 for a remark, that sort of thing.
Oh
Haters gonna
God.
hate.
It's fine. It's fine. I didn't set that price, by the way. It was recommended to me, just so you know. So that's how much people think my remarks are worth. Yeah, I'm not
Well,
like tooting my
and you
own
sold
horn or
enough to
anything.
stay busy the whole time too. So I mean,
Oh,
one
absolutely.
one
Yeah.
negative comment doesn't make a trend. You know what I mean? That's the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a retailer and looking at people's comments, or when we're sharing out projects, or if you set a new rule in a Facebook group, or you set up anytime interacting with large groups of people, there's going to be some people that are going to be mad. There's going to be some people that are going to say some BS just because it makes them feel special. But
Mm,
if 100 people love it and 10 people say no, you just ignore the 10 people. That's
yeah,
that's
for sure.
fine. You feel how you feel. Let's move on and be happy. But a
Yeah.
lot of times we get stuck on trying to make that one or two happy when they represent just a small portion of the overall picture that they're really not worth adjusting anything for. So you're just have trust that you're on the right track and you have confidence in making your choice and sticking with it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like everybody there was super supportive. They treated me super, super nicely. Um, and yeah, did make a lot of sales, and it was great to meet like everybody who, I still feel really awkward saying the word fans, but like, people were, there are definitely fans of my work out there, which is like amazing to realize. it makes
What's
me
up,
really
Brian?
happy.
See, when we have people in the comment section say love you guys, like it's cool to have these fans, just showing support and we out there just, shading the stick out there. Cody's dropping knowledge. And that's why he's here, because he has knowledge, especially as a retailer, right? That's why we have different aspects. I'm more of a fan, and I know she doesn't like the word, but I am a fan, right? I was over here geeking with Rob. Like, hey, Rob, look at this, and Rob, look at that. Look at the video of this. Oh, we are gonna show those videos, by the way. Uh,
Okay.
what's up, Brian? Started to worry about my happiness first, and then things got way better. See what I mean? That's another thing. Like, oh, so Brian, he started off as a seller. I knew him as a seller, but he's been coming out with some. I have it right here with some drawings. He's been drawing a lot more. I won this, and I'm gonna show it off right now that you're here. What's up, Jeff? This is his
Yes.
work.
Nice.
I love it, honestly. Like, I was super surprised, not in a bad way. I'm like, wow, this guy is top tier. Like, he was at first. I saw him doing it just for because he wants to express himself, but he's getting really good as an artist. What Red? Like, I know you started off at a certain time, and maybe you got some not negative feedback, but I don't know if my art is good enough. What is some positive words you would say to an up and coming artist?
What are some positive words that I would say to an up and coming artist? I feel as though for an artist who's like developing, one of the most important things that you can do is like um, uh, make sure that you are trying to find ways to produce work that are enjoyable for you and to find people who will support you. Like a lot of people will say, oh, study this, study that, like do this, do that. But I would say, like, um, one of the most important things, the thing that will keep you going for a really, really long time, no matter how difficult the the improvement might be, if you have people who will constantly support you, and if you're making art in a way that you enjoy, you can be doing it for a very, very long time. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, and then
Mhm.
Cody, as a retailer, what is your advice for these artists that want to jump on exclusive? Do you think they should just jump like, oh, here, this is, or they take their time to perfect their skills before trying to get onto an exclusive?
That's the key. So much of it
Ivan,
depends
what's up,
on.
man?
I mean, so much of it can depend on the followers of the artist, or if there's any spec on the book, or like I would not suggest using successful exclusives as a way to measure your success as an artist, because there's so many things. Like, we've had some covers that I thought were really amazing covers, and we put them out there, and people like them and all that, and we sold 5 copies.
Hmm.
I did the art on a cover. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. I'm super excited. And we dropped that cover. It was early on when we started the business. I was like, oh man, because I was a ceramic artist for 10 years. And I paint and draw and other things too. Like, this is one of my cups that I made. But I think that I would tip it all the way over so you can see my signature, but it's full still. So
Well, you need a chugger so we can see the signature.
yeah. Uh, Sorry, that got me distracted. What was I saying?
Oh, about you, as an artist.
Don't use successful exclusives as a
Yeah.
benchmark.
Sorry, I'm so ADD. I distracted my own self. Yeah. So whether it's whether an exclusive project sells well or not is not a good way to measure yourself. Always critique your own work. Coming from an artist standpoint, it's this is more art tips than anything. But critique your own work. You know what I mean? Don't let yourself slide. Like with ceramics, for instance, everybody shortens the time they spend on their handles, and then you go to a show and it's a $50 for a mug, but you didn't spend enough time on the handle, and the handle's ugly and it's hard to hold. You're charging $50 for a mark, and you've got like one arm longer than the other, or like an uneven droopy face. Well, that's not worth $50. But
Yeah.
that's also not representative of your best work. So hold yourself to a high standard, and be happy with what you do, but you can always seek improvement in whatever you're doing, whether it's art or pottery or selling, marketing, coming up with good projects, making connections, whatever it is that you're doing. Just keep working at it. Don't get discouraged, and keep improving.
So, Rob, as an outsider, we had our artist perspective, and then we had retailer/artist perspective. You as a fan, what draws you to a new artist? What do you see? What's the kind of art did you like? You know what I mean? Or I mean, obviously, we're not. I'm not asking you for the advice because I don't want to put you on the spot. But you, as a fan, what do you like to see?
I mean, I just like the cover art. If the cover art's sick and I know nothing about this story and that will get me to read this story, then that's just, you won me there. You won me at that point. Even if you're a small artist or a big, well-known artist, if the cover art, strikes, if everything's beautiful about it, then I'm reading that story. I'm grabbing that book.
There we go. It's like sometimes, yeah, like with me with modern stuff, it's always the art that grabs me to a book, and I'm trying to slowly go into reading more, but I'm gonna wait on that. But yeah, like just like with Rob, I if the art is sweet, like this one, I was like, oh, I was surprised 'cause it was supposed to be mystery. I opened it up, I'm like, wow, it's amazing. I mean, I've been over here pushing that out as much as possible because it's that great. That's how many are. Paul, OshRed to heart. There we go. And see, Ash has a lot of fans here. I swear. Modern is all art. Yeah, I want to say yeah, it is.
Sadly.
Um, indie, a lot of indie stuff, especially Kickstarters, are let me see. Those are the way to go. In my opinion, their stories are a little bit better because they're focusing on not just the art, but they're focused on the reading. So you can come back to the next book and to the next book. Because obviously, the big two or image, they know that you more likely you'll buy it because that's what's out there, right? As a Kickstarter, they need to draw you with either the art or the storytelling. So that right now, that's the way to go. There's something going on with the comic corner, right? And I was gonna ask. I don't know why I didn't ask this earlier. Behind the screens, was Takashi there at Singapore?
Sorry, who's this? Which one?
Cody, can you do you know say his full name correctly? Because I'm gonna
Takashi Okazaki.
Was Takashi Okazaki there?
I don't think he was. I didn't follow the show because I don't live close enough to drive to Singapore, but
I don't remember. I can't quite recall. I'm so sorry.
I don't think he does shows really.
Yeah, and the reason I'm referencing it because a lot of great artists are coming from the eastern side of the world, right? Obviously, you're from the Philippines. There was Ivan's also there. You have Lipway that is also a great artist. Takashi's what from Japan, right?
Yeah,
Cody?
Tokyo.
Tokyo. So there's a lot of art coming from there, but their style is much different from American art that I'm noticing. Right, your style is completely different. There's what was the other artist that did your Gwen? Cody Saowee.
Yeah, I don't know how to say Sawi.
See, I
That
don't
is how
want
it's
to butcher.
spelled. I don't. Yeah, and
Yeah,
that
I
was
don't want to butcher it at all either. So you go ahead and butcher it.
the Sawi. I believe is that's how I say it in my head when I read it. But yeah, Brian's the one that dealt with that artist on that show, or on that project. But they made a heck of a cover.
Yeah, and we're saying it's bringing a lot of manga, from because obviously anime is a big thing now.
Yeah.
That cover, I enjoyed it so much, and I think that's why I enjoy yours as well because I see some anime in there. Right? I love
Mhm.
anime. I watch it all the time. I was actually watching something when you showed up in the background. I was watching anime. Like, oh shit, she's here already. Like she got here early, so I put it down. And so I put Crunchyroll away, and I know I'm into that. So I'm kind of glad that a lot of manga is
I don't
being
know, Red Coat.
influenced is being influenced into American comics. Red Coat. I don't know who Red Coat is. Wait, do I know who Red Coat is?
Yeah, we did a cover with him 100 years ago.
Rudy, Miko, Santa.
Super massive cover was Red Coat, I believe.
Miko is also
Worked fast and great work. Yeah, I think if I can touch on it, I think that like when I think of, because I was born in 1980, so I'm an old fart. But like when I was a kid, it was all the Marvel House style, that traditional sort of Stan Lee taught you how to draw a comic style, and then after that, so like when I sort of graduated beyond that age of popularity, the anime came in, and the black market VHS tapes with the different Japanese animes where that we trade around the lunch tables, and because you couldn't find it, there was no internet yet. You couldn't stream. God, I really do sound old, but that sort of that manga and the anime culture sort of came in after comics as sort of like a what's next thing, and that like right now that's really really blooming and blossoming. Like Takashi was Afro Samurai. That's what put him on the map. He wrote that property. They and Samuel Jackson worked together as a passion project to make the cartoon in like 2007, and that's why people know who he is. And Marvel hired him, and he did a lot of ratio covers. Which, if you look back a lot, interwebs, you look back a lot of his existing work is all ratio covers, and they're still holding value and harder to find, as I've noticed trying to get ready for the signing. But yeah, I just think that the anime and the manga sort of came in and took over, and that art style has sort of been what seems to be most popular. A little bit. There's hints of the eyes got bigger and the more streamlined figures, and you can sort of see where it sort of shifted from that Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Marvel House style to that more anime manga influenced style.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And Red, I have a question with that. So, is that what influences you, or what's your biggest influence in your art? Because yours, you can tell it's yours, especially with the color scheme. I know we touched upon it, but these guys, I know Rob wasn't on here, and Cody was just in the comment section. He might have missed it. Can you go ahead and talk about that again? Like, hey, why you chose these colors, those dynamics, and what your artistic style is from?
Well, I feel as though like most artists my age, I was definitely actually also influenced by anime and manga. So like I grew up reading as much manga as I could actually, and I did grow up watching anime as well. So like when I was a teenager and I was getting into art and stuff, the thing that was popular at the time was Death Note, especially with the art by Takeshi Obata. So yeah, I feel as though that was a determining factor in like me having a really strong interest in like anime manga styled art, especially if it had a tendency to go like towards the darker side, you know. So that's what influenced my work. I feel as though these days most of the influence that I get has a tendency to be from film. I think, so from like I watch a lot of horror and thriller films, and I feel as though this will show itself in my style. Um, but yeah, I would say that that's the kind of stuff that I really enjoy these days. Um, what else? I think that the anime manga influence is still really strong in my work, especially because as a younger artist, I spent a lot of time on DeviantArt. Like back in the day, like DeviantArt was like really popular, and that's where I think a lot of artists that are like my age, quote unquote, grew up. You know. So yeah.
Death Note is a great thing to be influenced by. So, guys, I'm just showing some of her art. Obviously, it's hers because it's OshRed in the corner. Where did OshRed come from? I know your first name is Red, but what is Osh from?
Actually, I have like three different stories as to like where the handle came from, and depending on how much I like you, I'm gonna tell you a different story.
Don't tell any of them now. Keep them all in.
Get the best story.
Oh yeah, no. We'll save that for when we meet up in person someday. Oh, there's a comment here. Do you ever draw pure abstract or nature/forest stuff? Absolutely, I do. Yes, I do. And I actually love doing a lot of abstract work. And most of the time, what I'm gonna do with my other paintings, like my covers, is I'm gonna do like a separate artwork, which is like purely abstract, and then I'm gonna extract the textures that I painted in there, and then I'm gonna impose it into my current illustration. So yeah, if you see a lot of like flowy shapes in my artworks, usually it's going to be my love of abstract coming into that sort of thing.
Well, and that brings an extra element, a dynamic element to your artwork and compositions. You're not just drawing a head floating in space. That's sort of art 101. You don't want just like a figure floating in space. Tell that to John Tyler Christopher, I guess. But he made a thing of it that works for him. But generally speaking, if you just sort of like, we've worked with a couple of people and they like don't want to do backgrounds, and from a retailer perspective, we've seen what sells, so we have to sort of manage what we know will sell versus the artist's vision. And sometimes you get
Mhm.
like a initial sketch, like, okay, they're really phoning this one in, you know. And so a
Mhm.
big part
Mhm.
of that is trying to match the right artist with the right project. You know, as
Yeah, for
if
sure.
if you sign up to do something you don't care about, it's going to show up in the art. Although for you, it seems to be more like you care about making your art the best it can be, whatever that is. Because I see a lot of your stuff come through, but
Thank
not
you.
every artist can do that. You know what I mean? But if you don't
Mhm.
find something passionate about what you're working on, it's going to show in the
Mhm.
final result.
Look,
Mhm.
look
I
at
feel
that
you.
Catwoman right there, dude. I love that one. Let's show fire for Catwoman.
See, and I
Thank
like
you
that
so
top
much.
middle, that
So
top
this
Top
right
middle
here.
as far as
middle.
composition. Yeah, that one. That's the best composition
Oh,
on there.
thank you
It's a
so
great one.
much. Yeah, that was a spider sona piece. Like I was thinking about like what my character would be like if it showed up in the Spider Verse. I think yeah, I enjoyed doing that actually because that was a personal piece. Like nobody paid me to do that, so
Yeah.
I had like the freedom to just compose it however I want. And
What is
I
the
feel
great
as though
aspect?
that is the challenge, especially when it comes to like being hired for a job, being hired for a cover. It's like even if you're not incredibly interested in the subject, it is part of your job or your responsibility as the artist to find something in there to make it interesting. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't know if y'all noticed, like her hands are fucking cool. Look how she does her hands. Like they're not just like in the background. They're part of the art, right? Like a couple of like here in the corner, you can see how they're morphed into like showing a whole different aspect of the picture. Like it's emphasizing how menacing that picture is, especially for these two. This one over here, I think this one looks pretty sexy. Like I don't know if y'all notice like the little things or little subtle things, but though to me, like this one right here, this one in the corner, not this one, was this one right here. It's like
Mhm.
kind of shy but bashful in a way, but kind of
Hmm.
like I kind of feel like she's a murderer. So
Uh,
uh,
this is a fan art that I did of that movie Perfect Blue. Have you seen that film? It's an animated film by Satoshi Kon. It's like rest in peace. But it's an amazing film. I highly recommend that you guys watch it if you're into like dark anime films. It's not for children, by the way. So it's got a lot of like frightening mature themes, and that's the interesting thing about this character in the film. She has like a lot of duality, and I tried to express that in this particular image. So regarding hands, um if you're an artist, you'll learn that like there are several things that a viewer's eyes will pay attention to when they first look at an image of a character. So it's going to be like usually the face, the eyes, and the hands. So when people look at an artwork, those are going to be like the three things that they're going to pay attention first, even if it's subconsciously, right? So it's really important as an artist to learn how to draw faces really well and hands. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I really like to incorporate that sort of thing into the image because the way that a character's hands are posed will tell you a lot about the character. You know. Mm.
I agree. So I want to get right on with me and
Mhm.
Cole. You're talking a lot, and I read. Rob, what are your feelings on this? What do you like about it? What did you dislike about it? What is something you haven't seen before in these pictures?
I haven't even seen any of those covers before, which is crazy because I would have bought those covers if I saw them. No, but I like the different shadings you use, like the different color schemes. You didn't use really too much bright color other than red, but like that was it. I thought that was perfect. It looked sick.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Do I plan on drawing a Filipino ghost and monster series? I would love to, actually. There have been a couple times that I've drawn like uh artworks that are inspired by Filipino culture. I've drawn like a manananggal before, which is like, I don't know if you've heard of this, but it's like in Filipino mythology, there's like a vampire sort of creature, but like she separates like her upper half of her body and then grows wings. So she's usually portrayed with like entrails hanging out like of the lower half of her torso. But I would love to do more artworks like that, honestly. I would love to get more local projects in general, to be honest.
Okay. Some
Mhm.
of your art, you use your own like face, right?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. Like, it's the easiest. I know that some people like, oh, I wanna, take a photo of like somebody else or something. I prefer to use my own
Oh
features.
shit.
Actually, it's like one of those things that I prefer to feel like represented in my own work. But also it's just so much faster compared to like hunting through the internet to like find the perfect reference or
Yeah.
face.
I've got a lot of pictures on my phone of doing like certain hand gestures.
Yeah, yeah, me too, me too. I feel like that's, the typical artist camera roll. It's like you just have a lot of, photos of you doing
Yeah.
stuff like that.
This one looks creepy as hell, but it looks awesome.
Thank you. That was a portrait of my character for like Vampire the Masquerade. I don't know if you guys have ever played like tabletop role playing games and stuff like that. Kind of like it's kind of like D&D, like Dungeons and Dragons, except make it vampires and more gothy and stuff. So like back when I used to play, it's like this was my character. It's a type of a Nosferatu. Mhm.
I like it. I really do. But
Thank
look, we
you.
got Sailor Moon over here.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't look in Dell's phone for it. Ah, shut up. Can we get a, this comment section is gonna go crazy. Oh,
Mm.
look at that.
Yeah,
Honestly,
those the
I,
ones where you disfigure something about that dynamic contrast between that sort of
oh,
golden
sorry,
ratio
Cody.
of the facial figures and that dismemberment. It works really well.
Cody, I don't
Thank
know
you
how
so
long
much.
Brian has been here. Brian is the other half of the comic corner. I'm sorry, we're over here talking
Sitting in the
about her
corner.
art. Let me go back. Let me go back real quick. So, guys, I'm gonna let Brian speak his mind real quick. I want to introduce himself so everybody can see who he is, the man
Speak
behind
his
the mask.
mind.
Yeah, wait, it's probably not good for anybody. No, thanks for having me. Yeah, so
Front and center.
Brian Asher, one of the co-owners of the Comic Corner. Always happy to be here with Dell and the crew. Thanks for having us. But yeah, I've just popped in and was listening to you guys talk about the art and stuff. I saw some of the comments about the hands and just the features and stuff like that. I think for me, the eyes of a piece really do it for me. I think some art can be sort of dynamic and a lot of action around it, but like the main focal point of the character just sort of feels flat. And I think that the eyes really make a difference in sort of bringing the art to life.
Yeah, I like all this art right here. But go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry for interrupting. Honestly, I was looking at you right, and I'm like, who's that in the box? Oh shit, Brian's here.
I
I like,
know.
I felt bad. Like, I don't know how long you were back there. Like
At
I'm over
least
here
30
looking.
minutes just sitting there.
Shit, don't even lie, bro. It wasn't
The whole
that
time he
long.
was messaging me, and I just wouldn't say nothing.
I was like, let me in.
My God, the Survivor. Yeah, look at this one. Like you were saying, Cody, about this disfigurement. How it actually pops out to you. Why was that?
Just something about that contrast, so there's a balance to it because they're such equal and opposites. Like you've got this beautiful figure with this beautiful proportions, and then it's disfigured in such a way, but then those two things sort of overlay one another, so they're both still present at the same time. It works really well in your
Hmm.
compositions. It gives a certain dynamic. I'm always looking for. I use that word dynamic, but like when I was doing composition studying and sculpture and things like that, the one of the big things they harp on is you want to capture the moment either right before something is about to happen or right after it happens, and that's because you want sort of that tension, right? So like you're about to squeeze a trigger, you're about to finish transforming into this horrible monster, so you've got those two opposing forces, but they're also
Mhm.
working in consort with one another to make a really well balanced composition.
Dude,
Thank you so much.
I just switched over to these. These are more cynical. I don't know if I'm using the word correctly, but they look badass. Like this one, obviously it looks like it's missed with a face on there, which is real cool. And then this
Mhm.
one over here is like one of the. I have not seen this cover.
We can't see what you're looking at, right?
You're
No,
not
oh,
screen sharing, Del.
dude, I'm over here looking at all this good stuff. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm just staring into Brian's deep blue eyes, waiting on the screen to change.
Yeah,
Look at that.
but yeah,
Not her. I'm
yeah.
not talking about her. I'm talking about the art, guys.
Yeah. like what Cody was saying, something that I look for, or like I try to emphasize in a lot of my works in many different ways, is the contrast. So I like finding like a balance in between something beautiful and something grotesque, something dark, something light, something cute, and something horrifying. So I feel as though it adds like an extra layer of interest to my pieces if you can find something that will like bounce off of each other. So
Yeah.
these are things that I like to have in my works.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are themes that I like having a lot. Like if you have like this cute little girl or something, but she's like covered in blood, I feel as though it's incredibly interesting.
Yeah.
So there's somebody wants to see the Usagi cover that you have. Let me
Yeah.
see. Let me go back.
Yeah, if you just look up the
Where is it?
actually if you just look up OshRed art Sailor Moon or something, it'll probably pop up on Google.
Oh, I was looking for Usagi Yojimbo.
Yeah, that's what I
My
was looking.
apologies.
Me too.
You are freaking welcome to hire me for like an Usagi Yojimbo variant anytime.
I'd
I
love
will
to.
be ready. Yes, please.
I'm strictly forbidden from doing projects that I think will be cool, though.
Oh no! What a tragedy. Okay.
So what she was talking in the back about she was not mad, but kind of sad that nobody reached out to her for any of the Thundercats covers because we were showing some of your exclusives earlier.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just feeling the FOMO because like I was saying, it's like everyone and their mom, all my artist buddies are like doing Thundercats variant covers, and I'm like, where's my Thundercats variant cover? It's like I was saying, I'm about to get mad and I'm gonna make my own. I'll do my own Thundercats with blackjack and hookers.
Well, when you put it like that,
What's up,
Hi,
Haywood? What's up, Noma?
Haywood.
So this is the cover that we're
Hey,
talking about. It looks amazing. How many do you have left of these, Brian?
not many.
Thanks to Robert. Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
to Robert.
Let me see.
Look at this work. I goes, don't worry, I wanted to do one too. What's up, Brian? What's up, brother? How you doing? Are we doing well? Hope your leg is, getting better. So when are you going to draw me like, bro? You're better off having Cody draw you because I do stick figures. I'm sure I'm as good as Brian when it comes to drawing. Unless Brian is some kind of genius when it comes to art.
Yeah, it's very abstract.
It's very abstract.
Semi-straight lines, circles.
There were some good Thundercats covers out there, but I think we had one of the top notch ones that I think, and that the recent that surge in popularity for the series has helped. That was sort of the first. We were going to talk about the comic book group, Robert's Comics, CBBST. I don't remember all the words, but I know CBBST. I have to think but that was sort of one of our first projects that we teamed up with him to help move and sort of get the group ready for the kind of stuff that we're going to want to bring to that group this coming year. And he just recently did a claim post. It was been a couple weeks since we dropped it and released it, and then in the claim post we sold just as many as we did in the initial drop. So it shows that the support of the audience is definitely there for high quality work. And again, it's composition. It's got a background. You know what I mean? Like we were talking about earlier, Red. It's got. I mean, and Lipway's never let us down. So I'm not really trying to push the art. I think it's a great cover.
Yeah, I think one of the things we learned with him, though, at least for me, and I think it's translated in when books we've sold, is his work is better when he does traditional coloring, non-digital. So some of the first stuff he did with us, he would get the outline and everything else set up through normal process, but then would go to digital for all of the coloring. And if you look at his Instagram, there's just, for me, the art that he does, like it shows the sketches and everything where he's coloring traditionally. It just, for me, it pops more in his work. Not that the stuff that's colored digitally is bad at all, but it just has a different feel for his stuff than when it's all done traditional.
Yes, Ryan,
it is.
You can tell if it's his because he has, like I was telling Osh about hers. So you can tell it's her art. Same thing with Lip Way.
Yes, there's definitely.
Mhm.
Oh, stop it, Haywood. I can call you later and tell you a lullaby or something. Let you get some good sleep. Yeah, no, he's definitely got his own style. Him and who's Code Red.
Yeah, we were just talking about them earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, they both they're different, but they have a it really feels like it ties back to just like old school anime stuff.
Yeah. Well, and they fill the paper, right? They don't. There's no
Yeah.
empty space. Like they fill the whole paper with stuff. Like that Red Code. What was the
Red Code.
Oh, I had the name of the book earlier, but the cover that we did with Red Code, the super massive.
Oh yeah.
And then, like the whole thing, just boom, just blowing up like the Riccardi's does the same thing. He fills the whole paper. You know, this with that sunburst in the back, it fills the whole paper. It just adds to the level of dynamic composition.
Ryan, it's not the phone, buddy. Best book ever. I agreed. Yeah, we're talking about exclusives. Surprisingly, Haywood's the one that put on a lot of. Nomas has put on a lot of exclusives, but she has none. I'm surprised that Red does not have an exclusive for MegaCon. Nobody reached out to her this time.
Our excuse is we're not going, so
Yeah.
don't take it. We didn't choose other people instead of you. We didn't do any.
Okay.
We're a no fly.
The best
That's
people have
okay.
Red in her name. That's true. And like you missed it, Brian, but her first con was in Singapore,
Yes.
and she had fun. And she's over here waiting to come over here. So one of y'all, somebody needs to bring her over to the States so she can have some fun. Introduce
I mean,
her
New
to
York's in October, right?
Interesting.
Mm.
I'm
We
gonna
bring
fly
it to
out right
here.
out to Chicago.
See, look, Haywood trying to get out in front of us.
Oh.
What we
There's
need
gonna be
to
a fight now.
Lionel has super Saiyan hair.
April, March, April. Hmm.
And she's over here already putting her number from April.
Right? She's writing notes in her calendar.
You get my comments from the Comic Corner. And let's see, I actually show I have a couple of red covers and got my comics from the Comic Corner.
Oh, yes.
Which covers? I want to know which covers you have.
Oh my gosh, no, this is
Come on.
always ahead of the curve. Well, we'll see, right? We'll see who gets her first.
Mhm.
But with that being said, I want to switch over to Rob and the Comic Corner guys. What's the next exclusive that y'all gonna be working together? Can you say what's the next exclusive that you might be working together with?
Cody,
No.
Brian, that's you.
Rob is like, hey, I got nothing to say.
It's a weird thing. If you don't mind, Brian, I'll take the lead on that one. There's not a lot of really good books that we're excited about in the February March slots that aren't already being done with other stuff. And what we wanted to focus on, and we discussed this in our group chat, is we don't want to just throw something out to throw something out. You know, the people that follow us, the people that have joined Rob's group, and the energy we're putting into this partnership, we want it to be about good art, good content, good books. You know, there needs to be something to it, not just let's just make a cover. So we didn't find anything that we thought wasn't already overdone or that would have really brought anything new to the market on behalf of the group. So right now we're still looking for the right project for our next project. I think it's important to note that like we're not just trying to throw something out there. We really want to be conservative on doing the right stuff. You know, we got to find the right project for the next thing. So even if maybe we miss 1 month or we might have 2 in another month, or who knows what that's going to look like. But whatever we do bring to that partnership, it's going to be worth it.
So with that being said, this is something these guys set up. If you don't want to talk about it, I'll just show the pictures, Brian or Cody. Brian or Cody.
Oh,
Go ahead, Brian.
You want us to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's your
So
baby.
no, we've had the
41.
we had the pleasure to work with Takashi on several covers over the last year, and he's he doesn't come to the States very often, or I don't know when the last time he has come. It's probably been like 3 or 4 years. I think he went to New York one time.
Pre-COVID, wasn't you?
Yeah, pre-COVID. But he had a strong fan base from his work with anime and manga stuff. So Afro Samurai, for people that don't know, he's the creator of Afro Samurai. So he has been in that realm for a long time. And then he's had some covers periodically, sort of open order covers through Marvel over the years. But we really started utilizing him a lot for exclusives last year. So his fan base within the comic community has grown a lot. And so we wanted to find a way that we could get fans books to him ready to send my books, fans of books to him for signing, because there has never been an opportunity for it. And we also understood that it's probably going to be a large volume of books, and then trying to, not that I don't trust the postal system, but I don't trust the postal system. So how do we make sure that we get a ton of books over there safely, and an opportunity to sort of interact with him, in Japan? And so we came up with this idea. So it's hard. We're we're CGC facilitators, but that's not been our main gig. So it's not like we have a customer base of people that know that we're going to be running signature events and that regularly send us books for stuff. So we did not want to set up a thing where we just do a mail-in only, and then sort of overcommit to being able to do this trip and not get enough books in to offset the cost of traveling. So I had this thought of sort of putting together a Kickstarter to see where the interest was. So where everybody knew from the beginning, if it didn't fund, it's a possibility of that. So nobody would get their hopes too high up, and then we wouldn't overpromise and undercommit. And then we launched this thing 13 days ago. I set the goal at 10,000, which was just enough to sort of cover costs of going. And thinking that it would take a little bit to get there. So I put it for 40 days, and we hit the 10,000 in 10 minutes. We hit 20,000 in 20 minutes. And then within the first day, we were over 30,000. And we haven't done any add-ons in probably 6 days now. And it's still continued to rise now, getting near 42,000. So we still have 2 or 3 books that we're going to be doing as add-ons. One of them, for anybody that's listening, is his Spider-Punk ratio cover. I was able to get my hand on quite a number of those. So we will be offering 25 of those as add-ons to the Kickstarter, guaranteed 9.8s, signed and graded. We've got the Yoda ratios that we got our hands on. So those will be going up. And then for everybody that backs, they will have first priority for the mail-ins. So we will add that as an add-on probably next week. And anybody who's backing will have the ability to get those first. And it will be a limited number of slots, only because we've only got so many check bags we're allowed. So we just can't indefinitely accept books. But we're going to try and take in as many as we can, so that everybody can get their book signs. I think Jason, I think Cody has asked. I don't know if they've replied yet.
We're working on it. We're trying it. That's not something that they easily want to give out to people. So hopefully yes, but we're certainly giving it our best to try and get that custom label.
Is this the cover that you're talking about?
No, that's
another one.
That's just a new exclusive. Yeah, if you go on eBay, you'll see it.
It was last year's Spider-Punk 1. There was a 1 in 25, right?
Yep, first volume Spider-Punk 1 ratio, 1 in 25, I think.
Let's say Spider-Punk 1 Takashi. It should pull up.
Yeah, this one.
Yep.
Oh, that's sick.
Dude, yeah, I remember this one. Oh, it's going for $259 right now.
Yeah, and that's a blue label, so we're going to be offering signed 9.8s on that. So, so we don't. Our goal is really just to see if we could create an opportunity that we wouldn't be sort of taking out loans to be able to do for people, but be able to cover the cost, bring Takashi's art and signatures to folks that want it. And the support that we've received has been amazing. 101 backers. I mean, you can do the math there. 41,000 divided by 101 people. You can see how much, on average, people have committed to the project. So we're really thankful and humbled by that. So exciting opportunity. So yeah, stay tuned for things to come in the next couple weeks, over the next 27 days.
So all you have left on here is what? 13 left for this one, guys. This is like the minimal. And then you still have 4 of these, so the Sensei. Other Shoguns, is still all 25 are here.
Yeah, issue 2, 3, and 4. Nobody's got in on those, and that's fine. But eventually, like, the other options are going to run out, and if you want priority on the mail-ins,
You need to have to purchase
you're
something.
going to have to be backing it at some
What's
level.
up, David?
The other thing I'll add to what Brian said is it's also a good chance to, along with the exposure for Takashi, we're also, like, majority of that money is going straight to him for his signature fees, for his original art fees. So I mean, that's another big thing there. We're not,
we're not pocketing $30,000 and just like we're not making a ton of money on this. It's really just our goal is here for in terms of income was predominantly focused on covering costs of going. Anything that else that came past that, it would, but yeah, it's most of that. I'd probably, out of that 40, between grading, paying Takashi for the signatures and for the original art,
shipping.
Probably just gonna have like $2,000, $3,000 left over. So it's not. I don't want people thinking this store is just like raking in all the dough for this, because that's definitely not the case.
Well, Rob wants to buy the original art.
Well, they're all gone. They're all gone. So Takashi does not. Takashi has never sold a piece of his original like cover art ever, even from his manga. So he retains all of that. So it took some convincing to get him to offer those 10 A5 size sketches.
Yeah.
So it's not something he does often, and we spent a lot of time going back and forth of character options. So if you go back to the Kickstarter, you'll see the options that people can choose from for the OA. Just scroll down. So go up. There you go. So Spider-Punk, Afro Samurai, Ronin from Star Wars Visions.
Sold out, guys.
Yeah, so those are I gave him a list of I think like 30 different characters, and it got whittled down to these 5 here. So I think he when he does his compositions, he does it all by hand. He doesn't do his own coloring. I think he spends a lot of time on them. So he really wanted to, just for this, to stuff that he was comfortable with, but wanted to do be able to do some quality work with it. I also didn't know that he was one of the animators and co-creators for the Batman Ninja series in Japan.
Oh yeah.
So that was cool to learn too. So it's been a really good experience, and we're excited for it and thankful for everyone's support.
So I had a question. How many were left of these? Because this is another of his covers, and I think you sold out of the raws. No.
Yeah. So our allotment is gone. All raw, graded, and signed are gone.
Everything.
So if people missed out and they're still looking for it, you can get it from one of our partners, Comic Mint, Eastside, KRS, Sad Lemon, or 789. They may still have some in stock, but yeah, we sold out of all of our allotment.
Honestly, this is a great cover of his, and I'm glad you are part of this one, because that one went by fast.
This one's funny because we've gotten some negative feedback on this one too. We had some people that like really hated it, and I never had a problem with it. It's not his best piece, but it's not. I don't think it's bad. I like it. I was surprised that people like they really didn't like it.
Why? Why didn't they like it?
I don't know.
I don't know. So we do like text message marketing, and I'm amazed. I don't know how many people of you, or if anybody in our group on here versus in the chat, that get text messages saying like, "Hey, check this out." Text messages. Yeah. I have never once thought I'm going to reply to this with like a statement or say something. The amount of people that do that is crazy. Like people will text back, "Thank you." Tonight somebody texts back, "This is the ugliest cover I've ever seen." It's just funny. Like I can't. I've never even thought to reply to those, but a lot of people do.
So then we have another artist on here. Um, Red, what are your thoughts on this cover?
What are my thoughts on this cover? I feel as though I'm gonna have to get like a more in-depth understanding of like this artist's style. Did you say that like he does his own inks, but he doesn't do his own colors?
Yeah, so you can see here. So this is the first. So if you look on the bottom, Rico did the colors on this.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
I don't know if you can pull up. Can you pull up Takashi's Instagram?
Yeah, I can. Let me see. I gotta put my password. So let me go ahead and talk a little bit.
I mean, I love the ink work. I think it looks great. I think it looks really dynamic and energetic. So it's a fine piece. I'm wondering what the issue is.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I mean, this. Like I
yeah,
said, it's not his best. It's not the best Spider Gwen cover I've ever seen, but it's still pretty cool.
Yeah,
and I
it
think
does.
it's outside of his. I think no matter what the subject matter, he's always given sort of this sort of samurai, like old school Japanese feel to the art. And this was a huge deviation from that in terms of all of his rest of his works.
It's definitely a shift in his typical artwork.
So real quick, what was that blue stuff right here? That's her shoe.
That's
Yes.
that's her foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So vibrant color. So this is we go by one or what?
No, if you scroll back and see some of his other, just I don't know if he ever puts any works in. So that the one right above Darth Vader, that's a new series he's actually in development called Numb.
That's
Wow.
very typical.
But that's
looks
his
great.
style right there.
Okay, I see. Well, I don't think that the Spider Gwen is ugly. I don't think it's ugly at all. But it does look a little bit different from like his usual works.
Yeah.
So yeah.
100%.
That hair,
wish
man,
it was more
hair
detailed.
and smoke, it's all got that same energy to it. It's freaking great.
That Yoda, yeah, that Yoda is awesome. This one right here.
Mm-hmm,
And you still got some of these, right, Brian, on your store?
Yep, those are on the site.
Yeah, we do.
That was one-
ComicCornerStore.com.
Oh, are you? And it's funny that you're saying that. I actually was supposed to put.
Mr. Taz, it's Takashi Okazaki.
Who's the artist?
There you go. There's a little Spider-Man sketch for you, Red.
What? So cool. Thank you.
I would only charge $10 for that remark.
Wow, so cool.
This is the one you had for last year, right?
The
This
Version
one-
of that. Yep, we did the version of that for New York last year.
This one.
Yep.
And this
First-
one was in the top 10, right?
Yeah, it was in the top 10 for New York Comic Con last year, or in
That was
2020.
our first really big project, I think.
100%.
But that one sold like I think you were selling it for like what $25 to $30, and then on eBay was going for like $250 to $300.
Yep. Yeah.
It went crazy. I'm glad I bought two of them because I sold them both for over $200.
Oh, yeah, anybody that grabbed them from us definitely made out.
That's one that was selling at over $100 on eBay while we still had some on the floor. They didn't last long on the floor, but we sold every one we had at cover price or at our release price, which was, what was it, 40? I don't remember, 70. I don't remember. Whatever it was, we never changed our price, and we don't. But that was interesting to see how fast that one started hitting $100, $150, $200, and we were like,
Go back down, Red.
They're still
Del.
still
It's a Werewolf by Night.
Oh, this right here.
Yeah, so that's how he does. So you see on the printed version that went to print. I think it was a ratio, or maybe it wasn't.
9.9.
It's colored. So yeah, so this is how his original art would be sent to Marvel.
That was the 1 in 50.
Yeah.
Of that Werewolf by Night by One, number one. I've been looking for a copy of that one just because I'd love to get it signed. If anybody's got one, shoot me a message.
What is the other one? The one that everybody loved too was where is it? Oh, this one, the Ronin one.
Oh yeah.
The one what you have, I think you have it over here, with color. Facebook. Okay, exit out of this.
Yeah, the Ronin covers stayed very popular.
Down. I know I had seen it here somewhere. Spider Punk, Spider Punk.
Let me
Oh,
put
that's a
some.
nice cover too. The Archie Valentine's. That's a great
Yeah.
homage cover.
Yeah, that's our first of what I hope is many future projects with Laura.
Where is that cover? I saw the slab. This one.
Yeah.
I love he didn't do these colors, right? He's
No. Nope.
43 out of
Did he
50.
pick his own colorist, or how does it work? Does Marvel assign him a colorist?
I don't know because if you look, I don't know if you
Oh,
can
it's the
zoom in
same
on
guy.
it at all, Dell, but you'll see on some of his. So there's sort of his signature block is the square. Scroll down a little bit.
Bottom
Right
left.
here?
I can't see the comments are covering it.
Oh, so let me get it off. Sorry.
Yeah, his chop, and
Yeah.
then he signs it, and then it says Rico under it, doesn't it?
I'm not sure what it says there, but some of them have the color signature. But then in some of it, like I think if you look on the Star Wars stuff, you'll see what looks like an old gourd, like drinking thing. They use from like olden
Like
days
from-
in Japan.
like from
they put
Drunken
some
Master?
gourds. Yeah. So that must be a colorist he had in Japan or somewhere that does the coloring as well.
Yeah, they're not all the
Yeah,
same.
so you can see it there.
Just above his chop is the gourd, which is another
Yep.
artist chop. Yeah.
Yeah. I read. So, what were your thoughts on you? I mean, do you prefer doing your own coloring? Do you think that if somebody else does the art or color for you, would that like kind of tarnish your cover, or you're open with
Thanks, Jake.
somebody else?
I'm gonna have to think about that because well, I've done collaborations with other artists before, but like it's mostly like a fun thing. For like an actual project, I think I would prefer to do all my own painting in colors. Yeah, I think I would. I'm incredibly picky about that sort of thing actually. Like when I do covers for, well, not like comics, because like all of the comic covers that I do usually don't have the what do you usually call the title or the logo?
The trade
Like,
dress.
yeah, the trade dress. They do it without the trade dress. But like whenever I do covers for like other projects, I want to know where they're gonna put it because wherever they put it is gonna like affect the rest of my composition. If it's in a different color, it's also going to affect the rest of my composition.
Yeah.
So it has to like vibe with it. Otherwise it's gonna like mess up the whole image. At least that's how I feel. So if I were to be working with like a colorist, I would be I think I'd be very controlling. I don't know if it would be fun to work with me in that sense. But yeah.
Yeah, I think David has it right there. Your colors are a big part of your composition and style.
Yeah, absolutely. You can, even if the sort of the subject matter was kind of blurred or whatever, to the color scheme, I could tell. I could probably tell it was one of your pieces.
Yeah. Cesar!
Here.
So I want to. Oh, Caesar's here. What the fudge? Before we talk to Caesar, I want to. I know Red's here. This summer, her color scheme, more or less, it has a little bit more color. But what are your thoughts on this? What do you have done different? Honestly, I love this cover. It's Potter's cover. It's a little bit different what he usually does,
Very
but
different.
but it came out. He hit it out of the park with this cover.
I think this is a beautiful piece. I think this is a beautiful cover actually. Yeah. I think it's gorgeous.
Can we get a TMT with who, Jake? With Osh?
With me? Do you want me to do a TMNT cup? I would love to. I would love to. Please, somebody hit me up. I would love to do that. But yeah, regarding this Chin Potter piece, I think it's beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. If what you're wondering, like, what would something like this look like if OshRed did it? You mean?
Yeah, more or
This is
less. Because
OshRed.
I know, it's not. I want to say 100% close to you, but it has your color scheme in there.
Oh, yeah, I can feel it. It's like we're siblings or something. So if this was done by me, it would be zoomed out a little bit more because I feel claustrophobic when like it's too close into the face actually. So I like including like the top of the head and past the shoulders. And yeah, David is right. It would be a lot bluer because like in this piece, even though it's like what do you call it? It's not the most colorful piece, but I can see like a lot of I can see a lot of green. I can still see a lot of yellow, and there's even a little bit of orange in there. My
The real
pieces would not
chroma
have
key
that
thing
anymore.
going.
Like I don't have yellow in my artwork. You know, I barely have green. I think the closest that I would go is something like a turquoise most of the time. So yeah, if it was me, this sort of thing would be zoomed out a lot more, and it would probably be a little bit more central. I tend not to do like these sorts of angles with the faces either. Actually, I prefer it when my characters are looking straight to the camera. Like they, you know, the Stanley Kubrick stare is like when the characters in his films are like looking like this to make them look a lot more menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love incorporating those into my pieces actually. So that's probably what it would look like if I did something like this. And I think that's actually something you can see in a lot of my own World Tree covers. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that was
So
a tough, that sort of attitude pose he went with there was a tough one, and he was going for sort of like a fashion magazine cover.
Yeah, you can
Sort
see
of
it and it looks fantastic. It works really well with the title as well.
uh, so real quick before we continue, Caesar. Hey, Caesar, how you doing, buddy?
Gee, look at that. Look at this.
Coño.
Coño. This is the thing. So I had the anniversary dinner, and then I was like, well, I'm going to come home and relax. And she was like, whoa, isn't it like podcast time? I'm like, oh, okay. All right. It's a trick. It's a trap. Put it insert the meme of the Star Wars, right? It's a trap. Either way, we've already had enough dinners for anniversary. Here we are. Well, so Osh, hi.
Hello.
Robert, look at you. First time on the show.
He's been so quiet today.
I know. And
Yeah, it's
who
been
else
very
we got?
quiet.
Oh, we got my man Cody, and then we have a rare. I think I see Sasquatch more than I do see Brian. Actually,
Yes, I think it's. I gotta ration out the appearances. I don't want
I gotta tell you, every time I hear the Comic Corner is gonna come on, I'm like, oh, so Cody's coming on.
And the thing is, if it weren't for Brian saying "What's up, Cesar," I wouldn't have known that you were here.
Oh, I've been here for the past 45 minutes, Dale. You just didn't notice.
So
He leaves you in he just leaves you there
Exactly.
backstage, just hanging out.
I
alone.
left Brian in the background too. I didn't know he was there. And I'm like, oh shit! I was like, I don't know. Cody was talking. I was looking at the screen. Then I panned over
The
to
whole
see
time.
what Cody was talking. And he
I've
was
been
there
here
like,
since
oh,
seven. I've been here since 7:20 in my time, so I've been here the whole time. You just didn't notice. But what do we? Oh wow! So what's going
Well,
on, man?
That's supposed to be done this month, actually. I'm supposed to be delivering that this
Oh,
month.
well, Garrett gun, yeah.
And Brian left. There we go. Sam and Brian.
Don't
See,
get
you
it
scared
the
him
whole
off,
time.
Caesar.
He's like,
Oh, there he is.
oh, there he is.
There it is.
Caesar just get it. Yeah, Caesar just got here. Unless he was real quiet. So Rob, what? How is it like? I know we're talking about you partnering up with the Comic Corner, and you have your group, and you're trying to, and you've been growing it. How is it for you? Like, how excited are you to work with these guys and make exclusives in the future? Possibly working with awesome artists like Red, in the future. What is your mentality and what's your thinking? How are you feeling right now?
No, just what Cody said: quality over quantity. As long as we push out quality books and projects out, we're good. As long as the members are happy in the group, we're good. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it. It's a blast.
Well,
I mean, you should. That's the whole point.
oh, okay.
I mean, yes, we want to make some money, and yes, we want to put artists out there and stuff like that. But overall, these are pictures in a book that people have been reading since the 1930s. So, I mean, it's supposed to be fun, man. But seeing stuff like this now, with the whole thing of the Thundercats now being greenlit,
What'd you say? The Thundercraps?
Thundercrats.
I heard Thundercraps.
The Thundercraps. Okay, listen, I had 2 martinis. The thing is that with the Thundercats now being with a go for a movie, right? They got a director tied to it. Thundercat mania. It's gonna start seeing. You're gonna start seeing everything Thundercats, everything, variants,
As it should be.
as it should.
One of
It's-
the greatest cartoons of all time.
It
Brian
is.
has a Thundercat sword in his office at home.
Do you, Brian? Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Is it the
What's
plastic
up,
one or the
Shikari?
yellow
How
one?
you doing, buddy?
There's Shikari. Yeah, we're gonna start seeing Shikari doing Thundercat stuff, and that's. Listen, I love it. It was part of my after school routine. It was
Yeah,
Voltron. It was Thundercats. It was Silverhawks. It was He-Man. You know, I was.
Yeah.
Oh, is that old?
I grew up watching. I grew up watching Robotron, Robotech. You know, coming home from school and stuff like that. I'm a sort of 70s, 80s kid, so that's sort of 1970s, not 1870s. You sons of
So you
bitches.
missed my old man rant earlier, talking about the stuff that was out when I was young.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
cartoons?
talking about anime. No, we're talking about anime. You know, I was asking Red about her influence, right? And then
yeah.
Cody went on a rant about anime as well. And we're clicking, and then Caesar doesn't know what we're talking about. He just looks at pretty colors and stuff.
Well,
So
the thing is, for anime, now that I'm older, as a kid, I never realized that I was introduced to anime by Voltron. I didn't know I was introduced to anime by watching Transor Z. You know, I didn't know these things. Until you get older, you're like, oh, I never put one and one together. I knew it was Asian because obviously some of the letters would be the characters and all that. But what can I say, man? I miss this shit.
I feel like Ghost in the Shell was a big first step for me. I that was one that hit hard for me that I remember. But Caesar, you might remember, and Brian, you might be old enough now that I've got some old people back up. Do y'all remember like the middle school black market of VHS tapes of like taped Japanese anime that we used to swap around in like the early 90s?
Oh, no, that's
No.
because you're
No.
doing illegal shit. So no.
Well,
I don't remember any of that. It was too.
No.
no,
Sorry.
no. Oh, come on.
You said 90s, so I was already married.
you were married in the 90s?
I got married
Early
in
90s?
1995. I got married. I was 23. With my first wife, and then
Motu is good, Shikari.
Absolutely.
no, listen.
The new Motu stuff just doesn't hit very well, though.
No, give me the Skeletor calling Evil Lynn boob. You know, all
I have
day.
Castle Grayskull still from when I was a kid.
Oh, I grew up.
I have
He-Man.
the power.
Oh, He-Man was good shit, man. And
So-
you're right. The new one doesn't hit.
So Brian, what cover is this? This is like the racial, right?
No. So we have our Corner Club VIP, and we tried to do we do a limited to 50 copy of a book every month, only for those 50 subscribers. So we just took a small portion of the Thundercat run and did an alternate version for them for February. So if there are any subscribers on, this will be your book for next month.
Hi, Jake.
Oh snap!
That's
So we
awesome.
meet again. I remember. No, I don't think he's leaving, but he was just like, "Till we meet again."
Oh yeah, Skeletor. Yeah, I think, and just back to Robert's stuff, I think it's been thus far a sort of a great opportunity and partnership. But yeah, it's right. It's hard. The market now is just, it's not what it was. It's not even what it was 6 months ago. It continues to sort of evolve as we go, and just wanting to make sure that we're not just making exclusives to make exclusives, but that they're good, they're quality. And I think it matters more for indie books than it does for maybe Marvel or DC, right? Like you can get away with just cover buys more often. But there just has not been a huge number of just books to get excited about. There's ones here and there, but there's just it's been a lot of kind of just fodder. It sort of feels like.
I keep checking for the next image email to come in daily because I'm excited to see what's next, because this whole next February-March cycle, there just wasn't anything that moved the needle for us.
No.
What is nowadays gets people?
I mean,
excited?
what was it? The top 10. They promoted a book for Comic Tom as a key book of the week or something like that.
Bro,
I should
Instagram
like
is
roll
going
my eyes like
His
that.
Yeah, and the funny thing is,
his
I
own
have
book.
that cover. I have that cover there somewhere.
Yeah,
So-
Key Collector put his Comic Tom's book on his
I
own.
think the Spawn thing's on week 3 of 4.
Yeah.
Oh, you're all.
Where is my Spawn cover? When am I gonna get a Spawn cover, dude?
Why don't you do one for the contest?
Spawn,
I saw it like super late.
Oh.
Super late. Hasn't it? Yeah, it's finished, isn't it? But yeah.
Would you give
But he
Spawn?
tells me
Would
these-
you give Spawn like blue?
I think it's
or
still
blue?
going.
Are
Could I
you?
give him a blue treatment? Yes, I would give Spawn
It was
a blue
for
treatment.
5 different titles, I think, and like each one was a week. I think we're only on week 3 or something. There maybe, you may still have more options. I haven't checked lately, but
Okay,
What
well,
publishers are you approved with, OshRed?
I've done for Image. I've done for Image. I've done for if I've done a Vampian, that's Dynamite, right?
Who is it?
Bambi.
Dynamite.
Yeah, Vamp's Dynamite.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
So we are gonna show. I told her I was gonna show some of her reels.
How is it
This is
watching? Is
embarrassing.
it weird watching your own reels?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
The first time I saw one of your reels come through, because like the company Instagram, I see stuff on there, and I know we followed you. And when I started seeing the reels, it sort of gave me a little bit of an insight that actually made me more interested in checking out more of your artwork, because it kind of gives, to me, it gives a little bit of hint into sort of your process and your ideas. Like, so then I see like the what you do in the beginning of your reels, and then how that sort of idea and energy translates to the final piece. I enjoy watching that sort of compositional note. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I was gonna say that, like, I feel as though in the past it was more common for like artists to prefer to like stay anonymous behind the art, like, oh, you don't know anything about me, I'm like super mysterious, whatever, and then just the art comes out. But I feel as though these days, especially, you know, with the advent of like AI art and then like this whole social media thing, it's more important for people to understand that there's a human being, like there's a real person behind the work.
Yeah.
And I feel as though it's important for people to understand that there is, like, you know, there's a human being pouring love into this craft. And I feel as though, well, you guys would know better since you're the one who are, you know, providing these things to the customers, right? But I feel as though it adds more value to the piece, like rather than just something that we're just pumping out for.
Right.
You know,
I have seen
cash.
more artists do their time lapse of their artistry, right? Because it's almost like, hey, it is me, you morons. It's not an AI. I'm flattered if you think it's that great, that you think it's like, it's me, and let me show you why, right? Let me show you how. And it's nowadays with the social media platforms, we are putting a face. With, like, not like back in the old days, we didn't know what certain artists looked like because they never did anything. We just saw their art. They spoke to their art. But nowadays, we know their face, we know their story, we know all that stuff. So doing stuff like this, what you're doing, it's a new way of showcasing who you are and the art you give.
Yeah, her interacting is so cool. Like, she acts.
Oh, thank you. I was telling Dell behind the scenes earlier that, like, the reason that I started doing this was because I found it was getting more traction on places like TikTok, which is something that I actually like because I feel as though it's introducing like more of the younger generation to like comics and stuff, you know. So it's like me trying to like bridge the gap in between like the interest of, like, you know, older people and like younger people, bringing them together for like the love of art and comics, stuff like that.
Yeah, plus Osh is cool. Osh is she's a cool cat, right? We all like Osh.
Thank you.
She's not very pretentious. She's not very arrogant. She's not this like, oh well, look at me. She's just someone who likes to do her art.
That was cool.
Thank you. But yeah, I mean, I'm just a kid sitting at home alone and doing my pretty pictures and stuff. So there's not a lot to be arrogant about in that sense, I think.
Okay, well, we talked about the retailers, you know, we talked about the art, we talked about the fan. Then we're gonna geek out a little bit before, you know, so it's a minute 20. We try to cut off at 2, and I would always, because we can go on forever on just one subject. Just real quick, guys, what are y'all watching right now? What are you interested in? Like, what has come out from the MCU, DC? What are you waiting for? What movies? What is the last movie you saw, and what were you rating on that? So we're gonna go off with Mr. Grumpy first, Brian.
Oh, for a second there, I was about to start talking.
I know. I was like, oh,
hey, 50-50. Somebody called you a Viking in the comment section. I call bullshit on that. Somebody said Brian looks like a Viking on top. I'm like, damn.
I'm okay with that. That's better than Mr. Grumpy.
All right, we'll go with the original Grumpy though. Caesar, what are you actually watching right now?
You know what? I finished Echo.
Oh, nice.
I got to tell you guys, I loved it, and I don't know. It's because they went with the mature rating, right? It was blood and rough and stuff like that. But what I really enjoyed the most was the fact that they brought in the Native American um, story to it. And I'm a big, I live here in New Mexico, so I'm surrounded by it, and I'm Yaqui Indian as well, and blood wise, and I gravitate to a lot of that, and I loved how they went back in time and they brought it to the future. And there's this one part, no spoilers, but there's one part in there, effect wise, where she did something and all these spirits came to. I was like, it gave me goosebumps. I'm saying this shit is all right. That was well made. Many people are already shitting on it because they like to shit on everything. But I personally like it. And what's coming out right now, I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to see. 2025 is gonna be a weird year for MCU movies.
I'm with you on that, Caesar, with the Echo. As I'm also a Cherokee Indian is a big part of my heritage, and I really enjoy anything that sort of incorporates that history and that sort of texture of life there, and that part of it really spoke to me. I haven't finished the whole series, but I really am enjoying that as well. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. It's good. It's a shame. It's a shame, but I haven't watched Aquaman yet. I'll probably watch it when it comes out on Max. And
it did better than what everybody thought it was gonna be.
Well, I mean,
I think it hit like 394 worldwide right now. Was it? And I think their budget was like 200 and some. So they passed their budget. They made a profit at least.
The boys are coming back, right? So that's another thing. So I don't know. Let's see what happens. I'm a little all over the place with this year. Just give me something. I want a good movie that makes me want to go to the movie theaters.
A good book you can cuddle, right?
Yes.
I'm an hour away from my closest movie theater. I need something that I don't have to worry about that drive over.
Well, something's gonna make you want to drive an hour, right? That's
exactly.
You're right. I mean, but nowadays, because movies like you hear about it first before it comes out, you're like, oh, I'll just wait till it comes out and stream. But I want to see something that I want to go to the theaters and get that connection. I want that. I'm missing that.
Well, they're re-releasing Godzilla in black and white on the 29th.
Which one? The -1?
Yeah, -1, but black and white.
I haven't seen that yet.
But you've been hearing nothing but good stuff.
No, I've been hearing nothing but great things, and people are like, "Oh, who cares about the subtitles? Just
love Godzilla."
Like Godzilla's experiencing a comeback or something.
Yeah,
and then you have Godzilla.
You haven't seen it either. I haven't seen it either.
When's the last time any of you have bought a Godzilla comic book, other than the one that had the roaring thing inside it?
No, I bought the #1. I mean, that's it.
Okay, so exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah. So most recently.
So
Monarch was fun. I just got caught up on Monarch. That was a lot of fun.
Monarch.
I want year 0 or year 1, whatever the new movie is.
I heard people. I'm hearing about Monarch.
I've liked what the episodes I've watched so far.
Yeah, it's almost procedural, sort of in the show style. So if you don't like those types of shows, I can get that, but I enjoy it. Oh. I enjoy a lot of the movies and TVs because we've come such a long way from the cartoons and shows we had as a kid.
So I'm gonna go with Rob next because he's the quietest one on here. Rob, what have you been watching? Yeah, the show, not your favorite show, but what is something recent that you've been watching that you would want to talk about, or a movie that you recently saw that you liked?
Echo was pretty good. I didn't mind Echo. They did justice with Kingpin. I enjoyed his acting. The story was pretty good. They're gonna tie it in, and I think he's gonna be a big threat, especially when he runs for I don't want to spoil it, but
Oh, that's cool, Shikari. Shikari was part of the concept art team of Godzilla 2014. I did not know that. That is fucking awesome. But I'm sorry, Rob. Are you gonna watch the new Godzilla movie, the new Godzilla Kong movie?
I did see it. It was pretty good. Like the new Godzilla -1.
No. The Godzilla coming out next year.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, you didn't see the trailer to that one?
No, I haven't seen it, bro.
Bro,
what?
I haven't either.
You haven't seen the trailer?
Is it like a sequel to Skull Island?
Yeah. No, it's a sequel to. Is it? No, it's like Skull Island.
No. It's a sequel to
Godzilla versus Kong.
Godzilla Kong.
Yeah, it's a new one.
Wow, what's wrong with you, Cody? I thought you were cool, man. I mean, they don't have internet where you're at. I know an hour away, but you got to have some kind of.
Cool is in the eye of the beholder, my man.
Hulu.
See, you're trying to be cool by saying that.
Yeah. Did it work?
No, not at all. What a douche. What a douche.
I just want to be like Red. I just want to kick back and be on my phone, man.
Yeah, listen.
No, I'm real sorry. There's a thing happening actually. Like my personal assistant is at the post office right now, trying to send off some comics for me, and like she's telling me that like some things are down.
That's right.
So,
you're in a whole different time zone. I was like,
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
right.
like morning coffee for her, and I'm having my third bourbon.
Pink
Yeah,
Godzilla.
yeah,
You haven't
yeah.
seen Pink Godzilla?
Is there a Pink Godzilla? Dude, I want to draw a Pink Godzilla.
it's his radioactive. Well, you'll see. You'll see. Here you go, people. For
Oh, we're
people
gonna
who
watch
haven't
it?
seen yet. Yeah, we're gonna watch it right now.
Noise.
All right, here we go.
You gotta see it now.
Make sure the volume's up.
Is it up right now? Can you hear it?
No, we don't hear it.
No.
What?
Here we
All we
go.
can hear is your heavy breathing.
Yeah. What kind of janky ass?
Oh, that's funny. Speaking of bourbon, so Rob, I'm gonna see you at the con, yeah?
Yeah, I'll be there the 4 days. I'll be there. I leave Tuesday to Orlando.
All right.
So
I'll see you
jealous.
I'll find you on one of your booths. You gonna be you have a booth?
Another guy, Sean with Sleepy Giants, he asked me to help him out at his.
Okay. All right. I'll look you up and I'll roll you with the crew I'm going with. We'll say hello.
Don't let Rob's quietness fool you guys. He's a hustler, man. He's put in a lot of work. He puts in a lot of effort. Like,
But I know
bro,
he's
everything
gonna
he does works out well. But
I
that's
have
because
a
he works his
sale.
ass to make it so.
A big sale.
Dude, I
Yeah.
got a big sale this weekend.
Yeah.
I got
Robert puts in the work.
Listen, I remember Robert from R&R Comics, Mercari. Okay, when he was selling comics on Mercari, and then we met again on when he started the comic book junkies.
Same
I
as
mean-
the same with MegaCon.
I don't even know how that group is going now. I don't know who. I gave it to Biga, and I don't know what happened.
No, it's going good.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
I'm a mod in there. Vegas is a good dude.
Yeah, he's chill.
But yeah, I think Robert is a good example of when you combine a passion for a hobby and the work and ethic to go with it, to how you can be successful.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Because he went from kind of just, like I said, Mercari, selling like new books on Mercari, not doing, and then just the pictures you see of all the slabs on his bed, all these.
I remember that.
Like, it's great to see somebody that is passionate about something succeed.
He's come a long way.
Yeah.
He's come a long
He
way.
puts in the work, man. I'm telling you.
Did you realize Olive was here?
He thought it was like a stand-up, just sitting there.
It's so quiet.
Cardboard cutout.
This is my second in-person appearance because I don't
Yeah.
really do it.
The last time you were here was 2 years ago. We went to that scammer show.
Yeah, I was in Puerto Rico. I did that stream from there.
Oh, Puerto Rico.
I remember when I took Robert under my wing to show him how to display books properly because he was like some janky ass lighting.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
true.
I have to get more display cases. I have this set up for like my sales and stuff, but I gotta get some display cases up in here though.
They think I'm lying, Robert.
No, it was trash.
Prove
My
them wrong.
set was trash.
Anyway, let's see. Can you hear it now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go full screen. There we go. Now we're talking. Turn it up, people.
For most of human civilization, we believed that life could only exist on the surface of our planet. What else were we wrong about?
Welcome to my world.
I thought that was Bumblebee's hand.
Won't you come on
Yeah, I thought Transformers too.
This world has more secrets than we could possibly imagine.
miracles I get. Still
Little Robert Olive.
now and then.
Little Robert Olive.
And there's little Rom.
There he is. Same eye color.
What is that?
That's not Kong. What could have done this?
Khan can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
Oh, he's pink.
That's what they said.
I
This is the
thought
best
that
part.
was Bell breathing again.
Pink. He's red. So Pink Kong versus Red Kong. This is Godzilla versus Red Kong.
Got a robot arm?
That was a weird scene.
Mhm.
My world.
No, that was a pretty cool scene. People already bitching about the trailer. Oh, why is it pink and all that?
First
And-
one right here bitching right now is Jake.
Jake is the prime example. Jake's the guy you don't want to have over when you watch these kind of movies. But the thing is that people have been complaining about the pink, and then people were showing older clips where it was always a blue, sometimes a pinkish hue to it. So it's not like they're making shit up. So
Well, the problem is every time anything deviates, everybody goes like that. It's some weird, like I don't want to say liberal, but an agenda to inject wokeness into stuff. Like, or it could just be it's fucking pink. It's really not that. Like, it's not that.
Don't
like,
overread it. Yeah.
I know, like, not everything is just some like agenda-oriented thing, and
It's
I
just
think
a
that's the
design
problem
choice,
people
bro.
see
Yeah.
through that.
Here's a secret, people. He's not real. All
So
right.
that's the other part.
I mean, you can't have anything to
don't know.
compare it to. You can't compare it
don't
to.
know.
You don't know exactly, Caesar. So, Red, what do you think about it, Red?
But what do I think about it? Well, if I had the right friends and enough alcohol, I think I would thoroughly enjoy it. I just
The right
Which part of that
I-
is
I-
more? Which part of that
I would-
equation is the most important?
yes.
The friends?
Is
or
my
the
answer.
alcohol?
Yes,
Yes.
is my answer.
I know it's everyone.
Which one? Yes.
That's funny. So I mean, I saw it. I liked it. I liked the ending where fucking I don't know where Godzilla went from a slow lizard or just a fast swimmer to this motherfucker running track. I'm like, that looks cool. Like honestly, I don't know why that attracted me so much. But okay, we'll continue on. I know we're asking who's watching what, and I just went over sidetracked. So Ryan, what are you watching recently, or are you too busy for work?
Yeah, I don't get much time to watch stuff these days. I did take some time to binge watch Echo from like through all the episodes at once. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I definitely like that. For me, it's weird. I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I remember when the whole Avengers thing started, how like you just could not wait until the next one came out.
Yeah.
And after Endgame, or like Infinity Wars, and I have not felt that since in any of the Marvel movies. Some of them were some of them were good. I didn't mind, and some were okay. But yeah, I just I don't know. I just haven't felt the same draw to them as I used to. So Reacher. If you're not watching Reacher on Prime, that's really good.
I'm on episode 5 in season 1.
Reacher is the shit, and even then, people are still talking shit about Reacher. It's not as good as.
I was going to talk shit.
Oh, man.
I think they're talking shit about the character. Like I remember him from playing a football player to this guy. I'm like, bro, he bulked up. Heck yeah.
But you know what though? The thing I've learned is that they hire a lot of short actors to stand next to him because he's only really. I'm not saying.
6'5".
Yeah, he's not. He's only like 6'4". I mean, it's not like they make him look like he's 6'8".
Wasn't he in Blue Mountain State? Wasn't that his thing? Yeah. And if you haven't seen that show, that's good television. That's some funny shit right there.
I would suggest Amazon because I know the second season of Invincible's coming out soon. So I mean, the second part of the season's coming out soon. That's what. You haven't finished? Well, it's only like what 4 episodes, I think.
I'm excited about Invincible.
Yeah, I am as well.
But I gotta be honest though. I ever since Garrett Gunn made that comment about the animation is not anything to write home about, that son of a bitch got it in my head. Now I watch the animation. I'm like,
It
you know
looks
what?
just like a comic book. It's a moving comic book.
I
dude.
get it. I get that. Right. But you're talking to a guy who doesn't fucking read. So what the hell do I know?
Exactly.
You know.
So move on to the next person after season.
Your ignorance probably rules the market. What do I know?
Yeah, The Boys on Prime, and so is the other show that
The Boys. Yeah, and then
Yeah, Prime is not a bad buy, Jake.
Yeah. Prime is all right.
Red, what are you watching?
What am I watching? Sheesh. Gosh, I feel as though I haven't been watching anything new lately. It's like I've been living under a rock or whatever. So like whatever people tell me, like, oh, show up for this, show up for that. It's been mostly like a lot of animated movies or something. I don't know if I have anything sincerely like comics related that would be of interest you.
It doesn't even be comics, or it could just be any show that you've. What
Any
anime?
show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, everyone and their mom has been talking about the new Ghibli movie that sounds like The Boy and the Heron, right? And yes, it's true. I am busy making art. I still owe Garrett I still owe Garrett that cover. It's like that's the only thing that's on the top of my queue right now. But yes, in regards to what I've been watching, I want to watch The Boy and the Heron. I still haven't gotten around to it. Gosh, what else? There's been a bunch of like Korean horror I think that I've been looking at on Netflix.
Caesar's been watching a lot of Korean stuff too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, the Korean movies on Netflix are legit. They are good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at like I've been looking to watch a lot of like the Korean movies and shows, especially anything that has like the really good like zombie and monster horror effects. I don't know why, but those are really good. They don't seem to be like skimping on the creature effects in that regard. But yeah. What else?
Same. I've been catching
Sweet
up on
Home
One
is
Piece.
pretty good.
What is that about?
Sweet Home. I've been meaning to check out Sweet Home. That looks great.
That's really good.
Yeah. What else? This is not new-ish, but like I've been looking at Tressa, of course, which is like based on like the Filipino comic book. Actually, did you guys ever check out Tressa? By the way, no, you didn't check out Tressa.
Well, I was gonna order it for at the restaurant, but I don't know. I'd never heard.
Oh, okay. Well, you should check it out because like this is a comic book series I think that came out when I was like still a teenager or something, and they have like really amazing artworks, by the way. Yeah, so like I have check it out. It's by Budget Tan and like Cajo Baldissimo. I think his name is Kajo actually. But yeah, this Tressa, Book of Murders. It's like this really amazing like supernatural mystery detective series like based in the Philippines. Yeah, and like it has like an animated Netflix adaptation which you could totally check out as well. Yeah, so like so it's called Tressa, right?
Tressa.
That looks like a nice hardcover.
Yeah, it's beautifully made actually, and like of course like art is like super awesome.
I'm in love with hardcover omnibuses and collections.
Hey, Red, you're 27, right?
What? No, I'm 29, dude. I'm 29. I'm gonna be 30 this year.
Like take away
years. I forget because she was like, when I was in high school, I'm like, you're not that far away from us. I think the youngest baby here is gonna be Rob. Rob, how old are you, Rob, again? 23?
22.
22. He's the baby here. I mean, the last time we were on, you were the baby. That's because you're 29. Now we actually have a real baby on the screen. Everybody else is older than us.
No, I'm just glad somebody's older than me here.
Wait, who is?
Brian.
What? He is? Brian is left.
And then he disappears.
I think Brian might be older than me.
What's up, Jordan? Let's not bring in those danger.
How did we segue into this, Del?
Show of hands. Who's about to be a grandfather?
Damn.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Technically, you could just give me the oldest award, no matter what the dates are. I'm a granddad.
That is.
Wait, if Robert is 22, does that mean you were born after the year 2000?
2001.
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
What? That's insane.
Robert, we could be
Holy
your dad.
I just grew some more gray hairs just listening to that shit. In real time. It's not no AI. It actually just grew in front of me. You were born in 2000. So my daughter was born in 2003. So wow. And look at you! Look at you! Look at what you've been doing in this short life of yours, man.
I've become Wolverine due to surgery. Does that count?
Wow.
Sure.
So
That's
there-
super cool.
one big thing that's actually everybody's excited for, and I wonder, do you think it's gonna live up to the hype? I'm gonna go around the circle, and I'm gonna start Red, Caesar, Brian, Cody, and then Robert. Do you think Deadpool is gonna live up to the hype, Red?
Do I think Deadpool is gonna live up to the hype?
You mean the movie Deadpool 3?
Yeah, the
You
one, the
mean
new one.
movie?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think, did we enjoy the first Deadpool movie? Is that a
Yes,
that a thing that
one
we
and
did?
two.
Cause okay, yeah, cause like I do remember enjoying the first one.
Did
Maybe.
you enjoy the second one?
Did I enjoy the second one? I'm gonna have to think about that. Maybe.
You remember?
I don't know. I'm super wary about like getting overexcited about any sort of superhero films these days, to be honest. But measuring expectations, I suppose. What do you think?
Yes, so we'll go all around the board. So Caesar, what do you think? Are is it gonna meet expectations? Or are you excited for it? Are you actually gonna go to the movies to watch?
You know what? I think I actually will go to the movies, but I must admit, I think what's happening is because there has been so much hype, so much leak footage, so much spec that I think we are expecting this thing, and we're gonna come out going, it was all right. It wasn't bad, but it was all right. Because I think we are going now in expecting so much more, especially after what they did with 1 and 2, and all these actors were here and they're going to come out, and Taylor Swift, and then the whole Wolverine and him fighting and Sabretooth and all that shit. And then I think we might go like, I really am hoping I'm completely wrong, and I go, God damn, what a good movie, better than the second one, right? That's what I'm hoping. I didn't mind the second one, but nothing beats the first. So I don't know what we're gonna see. I don't know.
What is it that everybody was talking about Brad Pitt being in the movie, but he was just there for like a split second?
God, even then.
Brian, what are your thoughts, Brian?
I think it's gonna be good, and because I think Ryan Reynolds is one of those actors that, like, a lot of his movies I don't necessarily watch for the like storyline as much as just he is like what he does and the way he his humor, it's just I love it. So like I love Free Guy just as much as I did Deadpool. Like, and it's because of him. He is what makes those characters. I don't think Deadpool would have been successful at all with anybody else I can think of.
I agree.
Yeah, it would be weird if you were to recast Deadpool now. It just wouldn't work.
It wouldn't work at all. How about you, Cody? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's going to be great. I think if you think about all the leaks that we've seen, it's the same scene. It's one scene out of a 2-hour movie. We've seen a 30-second snippet of the big fox sign breakdown in the desert. And so everybody thinks like, oh, we're getting all this stuff. Well, I remember in Deadpool 2 when it was all about it's going to bring back X-Force, and that was like a whole like false branch of that tree, and the movie was still fun, right? So like this whole arc of the movie is putting this team together, and then they all die parachuting into their first mission. Like I feel like I have enough trust in Ryan Reynolds as a producer, not only as an actor but as a producer, to create something that's going to be engaging and that's going to be new and different, and that's going to introduce the X-Men into the MCU, right? And that's going to be a big key for the cinematic universe. I think is that we're going to really see Wolverine, sure, but you're also going to see all these variant universes that we've seen, and so you're going to have a little bit of that like Spider-Man thing where you had the 3 or 4 different Spider-Man coming together, and you're going to see the X-Men come in, and this is the first one that's part of the MCU. But like all the stuff that we've seen, all the spoilers and all that, there's been a lot of the joke posts, a lot of the memes, but it's that one scene. You know what I mean? So we really have no idea what the movie's about.
True. That's true. How about you, Rob?
Well, yeah. What's it called? What Cody said in Caesar. They did
And
the
not
same
Brian.
thing. And Brian too. Brian mentioned
Faithful.
it, but No Way Home, the same thing. They were still spoiling all the movie,
Yeah.
saying that 3 Spider-Mans were going to be in it, and that's probably one of my favorite movies that Marvel's made. So I think I'm gonna trust. My trust is on Ryan Reynolds on this film. I think it's gonna be great.
So, but I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, that was a great movie when we first saw it, but it wouldn't have the same kind of power. Like Deadpool 2, I'll rewatch it and I can watch it again and again. Not back to back, right? But I can watch it over like another day and I can watch it again. Homecoming, I don't think I'll be able to watch it like you said. Oh yeah, it's maybe not. I don't think it gets the same grasp as Deadpool.
Which one's Homecoming?
The one with all 3 Spider-Man.
Yeah, those are.
No, that's not Homecoming, but
Which-
no.
No, it's,
But No Way Home, yeah, no.
okay. So which one's Homecoming? The one with
With
Homecoming's the first one.
with Mysterio, wasn't
The
it?
first
No,
one where
no.
they go to the
No.
homecoming dance with.
with the Vulture. That's the one with
Vulture, yeah.
Vulture.
Vulture.
Oh, that was it.
And then what was the second one? The second one was No Way Home, where they go
No
on
Way
the
Home
working trip.
with
What was
Mysterio.
the third one?
I like Mysterio.
Can't go home again. What was the third one? Shit.
The third one was
All 3 of them.
The third one's the one we're talking about, where Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield come back in.
We
What was the
see
third one?
we see Rhino on top, and you think he's gonna come out, and then nothing happens.
wait a minute. So Far
The
From
second-
Home. Thank
Far
you,
From
Jason.
Far From Home.
Far From Home. There we go.
Far From Home, yeah.
Okay, and we're talking about we're praising Ryan Reynolds, right? And we're gonna reverse this one. What are your thoughts on Channing Tatum wanting to produce the movie Max?
As
Oh,
Gambit.
he wants to do Max.
He wants to do Max. He said he's gonna start doing. I think it's already in the works or it's moving forward. We're gonna start with Rob first. Rob, you're gonna start first before, so you won't count copy the
So-
other people's stuff.
So I don't know anything about Max or like that, that image title or anything like that. So I don't know. I'll probably watch it just to watch it, but I have an open mind for that film.
Okay, Cody, what do you think?
I was just saying before we started a new thing, we never asked Cody what shows he was watching, and I had a whole.
I'm sorry, Cody. Go ahead, Cody. Go.
Saying my wife and I are currently rewatching Supernatural, which somebody said they were currently watching. I think we just started season. We're mid season 5, which obviously we're enjoying. And then also when she passes out after a couple of Supernatural episodes, I've been trying to catch up on One Piece. We have an anime show in February up here in Maine that I'm going to go to. So I'm trying to catch up on the One Piece stuff just so I can talk to customers when they come by the booth in February.
Oh, One Piece has been awesome.
But yeah, if you haven't watched Supernatural, watch it. It's great, and there's like 9 seasons, so you can watch a couple episodes every night, and it'll keep you busy for quite some time.
But then Max.
I just want to squeeze that in there. Max. So I got back into comics in high school around the time Max was coming out. So like Spawn, all the early Image comic books are hold a dear place in my heart. But like Pitt, Spawn, Max were 3 of the big ones. And so I'm super excited about anybody that wants to bring Max to any kind of screen, big or small. I'd buy the comic book if they did a new Max run or reprinted I'm excited about it, but that's because I'm a fan since the first issue dropped.
Caesar. All right, go ahead, Brian. What are your thoughts?
I mean, what has he produced?
Let me see. I honestly don't have no idea. That's
Exactly.
Everybody has to start
I mean,
somewhere.
you could ask. I couldn't tell you who
Nothing
produced
new ever
what
happens.
on anything, but I think that matters. But I mean, I like the idea of Max becoming something. I think that was a great series. Did they say if like animated or live action?
I honestly do not see that. I think it might be animated. I'm hoping it's animated because live action, I don't think so.
You can't do that live action. It'll be
It
so much.
doesn't have to
It'll
be
be so much CGI. It'll be fun.
You mean like every other movie? in existence these days.
No, but it's heavy.
Does it have to be 100%
I mean,
CGI?
every backstage scene you see, like outtakes from Avengers, is everybody in a giant room covered in green.
Brian, but the main character is Max. You saw what he looks like. It would be hard.
Well, what's his power though? What's his power? What is he? What can he do?
You're gonna have to read it and find out,
You have
Robert.
to read it.
Don't
Yes.
Don't ask this motherfucker because I couldn't tell you.
Oh,
You,
he produced and directed the movie Dog. So I haven't
Exactly.
seen there.
Listen, no one cares about Max other than these two. So if they put it out, it's going to a niche group of people that only bought that image, only followed it. I personally don't think it's gonna. If it does do it, it'll go straight to streaming, Netflix, Amazon, whatever the fuck it is, Hulu. It might be because I don't see it being a theatrical thing. It'll be strictly animation, be put away. They used to have a Max cartoon back in the day.
Yeah.
Like an HBO, like Spawn.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think it's gonna. I think it's a wrong move. Put your energy and money somewhere else that people really want.
So yes, Jujutsu Kaisen, that's a good show to watch. Chainsaw Man.
Oh, you know what I do want to watch is. I keep hearing how good it is. Is Blue Samurai? People are fucking good.
So good,
that,
dude.
that is
so
real
good.
good.
I have yet to watch it. That
It's
I might
very good.
watch. Okay.
The
That's
Max
worth the
cartoon
time.
was dope.
Very much worth the
So-
time.
So we're already hitting that 2-minute mark, and as usual, I try to ask as many questions as possible. That's what I do in the ring. And I'm not gonna ask Red because I don't know if you. Do you know what Max is?
I know what Max looks like. You know,
Oh, there we go.
it would be interesting. It would be interesting to see what that would look like in an adaptation of some other form. I suppose. I wonder what that would look like in my style, actually. But
There's only one way for us to find out.
Let's see it.
And it's funny. She's been hinting at y'all like, "Hey, get it on the cover somewhere, guys." So,
And you know somebody's gonna buy it. OshRed, I'm over here. This guy's over here. He's gonna buy it.
oh, okay,
Del?
cool. Yeah,
'cause
why not?
Cody loved Max. He said.
Oh, you pointed at Dell, at least on my
Right,
phone.
Oh.
oh,
Brian doesn't let me buy things.
hold on. Let me move him over here.
I'm an impulse buyer.
Is he
there you
Cody
go.
underneath me now? If I do this,
Yeah,
Yep.
so I see you. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
nope, now he's over there.
where's Cody?
There we go.
No.
Y'all,
weird.
to me, y'all in the
It's like the
corner.
Brady Bunch now. Like,
It's like a Spider-Man.
I'm gonna look down this way.
I got this. Let's do this.
That
There we
guy.
go.
See that guy? He'll buy your Max.
Cool.
Cody, you know what? Cody, how you feeling, my friend?
I'm
By the
feeling
way.
good.
Good. I meant to ask you. You doing all right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, good. Good.
He's
am
drinking bourbon.
doing
Well,
I'm sure that bourbon's good. For
I was
heart.
gonna say the bourbon's a really good
Some
declutter
days are bourbon days, and today was a bourbon day.
because you're gonna be on this show.
Yeah, no. The show's been a highlight of this day.
Oh,
that's cute. That's adorable. He comes on like I'm over here trying to. Hey, this is one half of the comic corner. Oh, the pretty one. And he goes, "This a little thing like this, like." He does it all the time.
They introduced me as like half of the comic corner. It's like, yeah, the pretty half.
Before we go, it's going to be 2 minute mark or 2 hour mark. Sorry, 2 minute mark. And like I said, I tried to ask as much as I could beforehand, but time is pretty much up. Caesar was only here for like 25 minutes.
yeah, man.
I think that's why it was a good show. He was only here for 25 minutes. But before we go,
Up, let's plan it.
Brian, go ahead. I'm not Brian. I'm gonna have you towards the end, Brian. But we are gonna start with Rob. Rob, you want to go ahead and promote something that's coming up? I know you got to sell. You promote your group and see if anybody can go there and just speak about it.
Yeah. This Saturday and Sunday we have the in-person sale at the garage. I priced out with a couple of local buddies of mine here. We priced out over 40,000 books. So we'll be selling hopefully everything Saturday and Sunday. Then whatever doesn't sell on, those days, we'll just go up into the comic book buy, sell, trade Facebook group. Facebook Live it up and claim sales.
Yeah, you did 24-hour show last time, right? How long was it?
Yeah, 24 hours. I was nuts.
Is there any keys in there, or has it all been picked? Or
I'll be right back.
Oh, excuse me.
Please allow me to show you some visuals.
And don't you dare fucking bring out Turok, Dark Hawk, or
Dark.
because you know him.
I'd buy all three of those, and I don't even know what the third one you were going to mention is.
He's gonna bring out a Max #1 watch.
I love Turok. How do you not like Turok?
I have a Turok just because I felt like I had to.
I have like 9 of them. I'd like a 9.8 of it. I was like convinced I'm going to order enough raws that I'll find a 9.8. It's actually not that easy to find in 9.
I'm surprised you don't get a 6.0.
Oh, I would. You want to get a 6.0?
Where did Robert go?
You want to get books?
Get
I
some
think he
books.
went to the basement.
So,
He's pulling copies.
He's
so
removing
Cody,
the dead body.
go ahead and promote, Cody. What you need to promote, and then I'll have Brian right after you.
You know, the Comic Corner store, man. We're dropping coming. We're looking at a couple of exclusive projects every week. You know what? Follow our Facebook page, Comic Corner Store. Follow our website. Check us out. Tons of ratios. We get 25% off on all pull boxes if you want to join the pull box service. Check us out. We're glad to help you out in getting the books that you want to read or look at the covers of.
So the weekly pre-orders start Wednesday night, right?
It depends. Wednesday, Thursday.
So when's the best time for people to be looking at? Friday night then? Because you did say
Friday night. So
let me move him over here.
FOC data can be updated up until Friday morning. And when I was doing it first thing on Monday, what I was finding when I went to go do my orders every week, that there was massive amounts of changes. So we had stuff on the website that was taken off FOC, and then so just trying to track all that just becomes a nightmare. So it's easier for everyone just to make sure that the FOC list that gets posted on the website to purchase are actually books that are making it onto FOC and will be out when they say they're going to be out. So we have the pull box service. I think I just want to, we've had, the halogen lamps are great. I just want to, we were fortunate enough to be asked to join a pretty select group of stores to partner with on exclusives moving forward. So if you've noticed, our last few drops were books that were also being sold by KRS, Eastside, the Comic Mint, Sad Lemon. So we've been afforded the opportunity to be part of that group. So we're excited to be able to consistently bring a ton more exclusives to our customers from a lot of the different artists we haven't had the opportunity to work on stuff with when we were on our own. In the Marvel category. So we're really excited about that opportunity and sort of thankful. I think most thankful to all of the customers that have supported us over the last couple of years, because without that, I mean, we wouldn't be here. We've seen a lot of oh Jesus, I gotta go. So we sort of we've seen a lot of retailers come and go over the last 2 years. Some of them are friends that business didn't make it, and the market is sort of in a famine right now. So we think every day that somebody we hear the ching or we get the email that an order came in, we're very thankful and grateful that that we've done what we did that make people want to buy from us. So we appreciate that. I don't want that to ever be lost. Yes, I know. I'm working on it.
We got plenty of Archie opportunities for you, Nick.
Yeah.
Feasting. Can I show those 3 photos you? Nope. Dang it.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, good thing you said something. Because
one of the benefits of being in that group is that we will have access to their convention exclusives. But we can't publicly share that we will have them until the con, during the con. But everybody should know eventually that if you see it at one of our partner stores, it's likely that we're going to have it as well.
Come on. Hey, sorry, Jake. Just, follow the group. If you're part of the group, you're good. Just
stay tuned next week, Jake. Next week, we'll toss it up. You've probably already seen it if you check out Eastside's Instagram.
Can I share Eastside's Instagram then?
You could.
I mean,
you could share Eastside's Instagram.
While I'm looking on Instagram, go ahead and show off what you're going to show off, Rob.
Oh.
Hey, he's back.
Slabs.
Oh, that's nice.
Not too many slabs.
Okay.
Mostly raw books.
1.2 high.
All right, all right. I said keys. Okay,
Oh,
all right,
man.
okay. All right. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Look, he's got the
Oh,
comic
okay.
books.
Okay.
Rob's got the comics. Rob's
Wow.
got the comic. Ooh,
Oh,
that,
All right.
those
Rob.
aren't facsimiles either.
No, those are the real
Those
deal.
are the OGs.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
He's putting those.
mine,
in-
mine is
Oh,
foil.
nice.
Mine's foil. Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, you got the foil one.
Mine's foil.
That's not the good one, Brian.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Well, this is just a little stack of them.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some
Okay.
kitty.
Too bad I'm not in your area.
Wow.
What the hell?
Jeez, Rob.
You know someone's gonna come in and buy just all
Oh,
of it.
that one.
I'm PMing Rob now.
Yeah. For a girl, yeah. Or
That's what I
power
had.
girl.
Grab a little.
He's like, that's what I just had lying around over
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
From the first box.
It's for the tissue.
Just like throwing them around as if
Yeah,
they're-
he's like, oh, I just had these lying on the desk over here.
So
Not
this
even
is
my good
Eastside
stuff.
Comics, guys. This is one of the exclusives from Mega.
Oh yeah.
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 I'm gonna pick some of those
Yep,
up.
that's
Yeah, he's
one of
already- he's already
your
brought the best.
exclusives.
We're not saying it's gonna be, at TC. Just stay tuned. And then what else?
Johnny good.
What is this one? Let me double check.
Yeah,
No,
it might
right,
be that one.
Oh, that's such a nice shredder cover too. Look at that.
dude.
That's pretty slick of them to have.
Yeah. I wonder where that could be in the future. eBay maybe or other retailer stores.
One, yeah.
Wait, I see it. I have them right here. Oh yeah, it is that one. And there's one more I'm looking for. There we go. This is the one you're talking about, Jake.
Oh, that's a
I mean-
cool one.
This is so original. I've never seen it
Yeah.
before.
If I only read.
You only read Grand Cobra Commander. Those are cool, guys. I think my favorite of the ones that just came out would be this one.
See, I think I like the Cobra Commander best. That was pretty cool though.
Jang is always awesome. I mean, you like Cobra Commander better?
I don't know. I just like the composition.
He's got some
it looks
serious
thick.
calves.
Yeah, he's
Yo,
got
I-
yoked.
It's
Jesus.
thicker than his thigh.
That's all right. Don't judge Cobra Commander till you've walked a mile in Cobra Commander's shoes.
I mean, looks, he's walked about like 30 miles in them.
On
On his tippy toes.
So yeah, guys. So that's gonna be something that's gonna be maybe available.
It's
Just
possible.
hypothetical. I need all of.
Let's time travel to MegaCon of 2025 when Comic Corner and OshRed are teaming up for some
Oh.
in-booth signatures. You know what I'm saying? Let's make
Oh,
that.
are you Oshred, are they gonna help you get you down here in the States?
Well,
It
now
feels
we've got
like
to
they're
count off-
working on it, yeah, and I also am gonna be working on it actually.
Heck
Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, because we got to get
Yeah,
you
that
down
turns
here. We
out.
got to get Ivan down here.
Brian said something about New York Comic Con. So
Well, now that I said something, Haywood's gonna see. I'm just helping to get you here sooner because Haywood now is gonna try and do it before me.
Yeah, he'll do.
Oh
it.
yeah,
He's alright.
Haywood has already sent me a message, like literally in
Right,
the middle of
see?
the show.
Right.
It's like,
Yep.
oh, how's
Surprise,
your
surprise.
visa
Surprise,
process
surprise. He
going?
heard
Driving.
us
Tell him you're
talking about
busy.
it.
He's driving to the embassy as we speak.
Oh,
that was
man.
funny. Yeah, as soon as Brian mentioned it, for some reason there was like a disturbance in the force. Nobody shows up. Like, nah, I'm gonna get her over first.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
you're gonna
did
have to
say he
fight
was supposed
for
to bring it from
Saturday.
He said he was to give you a MechaCon exclusive last time in the comment section, but that didn't happen. So nobody.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been busy, I suppose, but yeah.
So what
Go
are you
ahead,
what are you pimping, Osh? What's going on? How can we
Yeah.
find you and what are you doing?
Well, as always, you can find me as OshRed Art on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is growing quite a bit lately, actually. So I don't know if you guys watch those little videos, you can have a look at them. Right now, what I'm trying to take care of is some leftover projects from last year, as well as a whole bunch of ink commissions that people found out that I can actually work in ink apparently last year at Singapore Comic Con. So now I'm being bombarded with requests for those apparently. What else? I've got the thing with Garrett Gunn that I owe. That is a cover that I'm still working on. But besides that, well, I shouldn't say that I'm free to take on like more covers because there's just so much work going on. But like you guys keep saying like, oh, I would love to see like, you know, She-Hulk in your style. I want to see this in your style, TMNT, whatever. Please jump on it because like currently the biggest clients that I have are actually in like I'm getting jobs in like novel covers actually, you know. So like if you guys want to like elbow into the queue, please do it very fast. Yes. And yes, Chris, your book is headed back to you. Well, actually it's, you know, going to the grading service, but like I do have a little sketch for you as thanks for your patience, and it is on its way to you as well. So yeah. But yeah, that's all that I've got going on right now.
And your Patreon.
Yeah, on my Patreon, if you guys want to get like, you know, the first updates on like what illustrations are going to be coming out like before they get onto social media, you can actually subscribe to my Patreon, patreon.com/OshRed. Is it OshRed or OshRed? Anyway, you can find it on my Patreon, and you will be the first to see whatever illustrations I'm coming out with. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much for showing up. Caesar.
Look at that. I got a haircut not only because of the anniversary.
Oh, I didn't notice.
But because I will be in MegaCon, rolling up there with a couple of the Protect and Serve crew from IEG, Carmine's Comics, Chef Flipping Comics, Crow Collects, Upside Down. Oh my gosh, Comic Uprising. So we're gonna go over there. We're gonna have a great time, and I might make a special appearance next Wednesday from the airport. Depends on what time I get in. Other than that, you can reach me on Instagram for any voiceovers. Lately, my voiceovers have been blowing up more and more. People more and more have been wanting more promo voiceover reels from me. So if you want something, you know how to hit me up. Other than that, I'm glad I showed up at least a little bit. I wanted to see Osh. I know that I always have an opportunity to see her and her talent. Rob, I forgot you were in here. Brian, I'm so glad that I was able to see the elusive Brian and Cody. I mean, come on. I mean, seeing both these guys on at the same time, you're better off watching fucking the Loch Ness Monster having lunch with Bigfoot because it doesn't happen that often, you know.
Guys, and then with me, obviously, it was fun. I'm glad they were able to step in the last minute because I asked, first person I asked was Red. She gave me the heads up. I knew the guys from the Comic Corner wanted to, last time. They're in the comment section and like, oh, she's a great artist. We would like to team up. Like, you know, it'd be great people to talk with. And then we had Robert. Like, you know what? It was a great group I was gonna have on, and then Caesar was just gonna be the extra, I guess. But I appreciate the guys in the Comic Corner. Red, I know your schedule's super busy. It's what 11 o'clock in the morning right now, or 12 o'clock, or
it is now 12. It's lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
And it's time for us to go to sleep.
Osh, what's for lunch?
What's for lunch? I don't know yet. Maybe I'm gonna order some sushi or something.
Nice.
All right.
How about you? We're snacking on some sushi pretty soon in Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh boy, you going to Tokyo?
Yeah, for the Kickstarter.
It's happening.
Ooh, this guy, he doesn't follow y'all. You can tell.
The freshest sushi in all the world, right there. Tokyo.
I mean, if y'all can go make a trip to the Philippines, you can just pick up Red as your +1 or something.
Heck yeah.
Maybe next year Kickstarter will be in the Philippines.
Rob, what are you?
That would be so cool. You know, the comic fans over here, I mean, I know we're a really tiny country, but they love comics over here. You could make bank.
Yeah, there you go, Brian.
Maybe. What are you having for breakfast, Rob? I mean, lunch. What are you having, Rob?
Oh, me?
No, the other Rob. Yes, you. What
I don't know what I'm going to eat for dinner.
He's snacking on keys.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I'm going to say it again, Rob. From where you came, from wherever you known you from. I mean, we knew you back before you were legal enough to drink. Hey, you've come a long way, my friend.
I mean, that was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. I know.
Can he drink now?
You know, but you have come a long way, and for the fact that you do with the group and what you're doing, and you're also going to school too, right?
I graduated school last year.
Oh, what the fuck do I know?
He's been too busy slinging comics to worry.
Yeah, to worry about school again.
Your nursing stuff's all done, Rob.
Yeah, I gotta just take my NCLEX, but that's
Good for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then.
Congratulations again on that.
That's a lot of shit. Well, with that being said, thank you guys very much. You can Rob's show sale is this weekend. Cats and Comic Corner, they're gonna be dropping their FOCs every Friday. We're gonna have DC, Indie, and Marvel. There'll be times where Marvel or DC doesn't do anything. I'm surprised as fuck. I can like, hey, there ain't anything this week. Like, no.
Every Christmas time it gets like that. They got to reset the clocks on stuff. So
And if you sign up for pull boxes, you get 25% off anything you pre-order or have on a regular pull.
yep,
So
20% on the site, 25% if you sign up for a pull box.
One more thing before I leave. I have been teasing since last year that I'm gonna be doing a major unboxing. My last book has been shipped, going out tomorrow. Once I get that, I am doing it. I am promoting on IG, and I will finally do my unboxing of books that have been sitting in my closet, Grails boxed since September of last year.
you got any sexy 6.0s that I'm gonna be excited to see?
Maybe.
Really? I'm so excited.
No, I don't actually. 6.5. But other than that, thanks guys. It was fun, man.
That was real cringe, man. That's because my kids tell me.
Maybe.
With that being said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Like I said, watch out the Comic Corner. They'll have new exclusives, I think, every other week. Pretty much every other week they have a new exclusive. Robert, check out his page. There's great sellers. They vet everybody. Red, great artist. Hopefully we can see you soon. We'll maybe working in the Comic Corner.
Yep.
And then Caesar, I guess he's gonna be talking with somebody over there in IG and stuff.
I rule.
But see you next week. I still haven't reached out to anybody yet, but I will be reaching out to some friends to get on next week's show. Y'all have a great weekend and see you later.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.